Meet Ren Su, a regular grad whose life is about to get flipped upside down. Because spiritual energy just hit the world, turning random people into absolute powerhouses. Watch this guy literally incinerate a whole squad of thugs with pure raw energy. And that's just the start, because to get that strong you need a breathing technique. But Ren is built different, bro. He's not following the standard path to power. He's got a secret weapon that's going to make him completely broken. You ready? It's literally just playing video games, dude, no joke. This is his cultivation method. Everything kicked off when this mysterious console showed up at his front door. Imagine just minding your business and finding this weird package waiting for you. He thought he got scammed on his pre-order, thinking they sent him some cheap knockoff. But the moment it connected to his TV, he knew his life was changed forever. This console lets him create any character he can dream up, like this cold-blooded killer. This NPCs are so realistic it's actually terrifying, like they're being controlled by someone real. And if you try to cheat, the game just hits you with a brutal mission failed. This graphics are insane, like you're literally staring into another dimension. It's actually wild. He activates bullet time and just wipes the entire room clean. You gotta see this. Real legends climb 100 floors, but the rewards are what make this console truly insane. Every time he clears a game, he gets a massive win. It's actually so satisfying. And the craziest part, the game events actually happen in the real world, no cap. He gets a treasure chest for every single clear and the loot is just broken. Find the key in reality and you unlock skills that make you a literal god. He's going to lie low and become the strongest player ever. The grind starts now. Late at night, he's just chilling in bed when he hears a notification ping. He's confused, wondering what could possibly be arriving at this hour of the night. He opens the door and finds the console he actually ordered, the real deal. He's just a normal guy with way too much energy looking for a distraction. He spent his hard-earned internship money on this, hoping for some top-tier gaming action. He's hyped to play the latest blockbusters, but something feels totally off right now. He pulls the console out and it's glowing with this weird, eerie blue light. This packaging is so dramatic, like they're trying way too hard to be mysterious. He's coughing from the dust, wondering why they'd put so much effort into a box. He opens it up and finds this strange metallic sphere inside instead of a console. He's holding it like, this is definitely not the gaming system I paid for. He tries to pry it open, but his fingernails can't even find a seam. He decides to hit up customer service because this is just straight up ridiculous. They tell him he got a free upgrade because of a coupon glitch. Lucky guy. He's skeptical but decides to test it out before he goes through the return process. It still does not look like the model he wanted, but he's too curious to stop. No controller, no cables, no power plug. This thing is literally just a fancy paperweight. Then the doorbell rings again and he's like, you have got to be kidding me. He signs for the second package, hoping this one is actually the console he bought. He opens it up and boom, there's the actual console looking sleek and brand new. He's staring at both of them, wondering what the heck that weird sphere is. It's just a bootleg brick, but honestly it looks kind of cool as a decoration. Suddenly, the sphere starts glowing and syncing up with his TV all on its own. This screen lights up with the game logo, and he's just standing there in shock. It detects his controller and TV automatically, like it's already linked to his home. He's never heard of this console before, but it's clearly way ahead of its time. He checks the label, thinking it's a scam from some random domestic company. He searches for the company online, but he's still totally lost on why it's here. He sits down to play, deciding he'll just use his own name for the account. Ren Nesser. If he starts getting spam, he'll know exactly who to blame for it. This console shoots a beam of light, scanning him like it's reading his soul. It records his data and locks the account, making sure he's the only player. This interface looks crisp and he's starting to get a really good vibe from this. He's actually impressed, thinking this might be better than the console he bought. He sees two options on the screen and decides to click. What should you do now? This game tells him to hit the store and try out the free game this week. He's expecting some basic puzzle game, but he's ready to see what it's about. He clicks search instead because he's about to find out exactly how deep this goes. This console hits him with a harsh reality check. You are too broke to search. Ren is fuming, shouting, so the currency is merit. Tell me where to top up. Frustrated but determined, he slams the controller. Fine, I will just play the free game. This screen flashes a mysterious prompt, download free game killer. He's never heard of it, but with other games delayed, he hits download immediately. This is not just a game, it is a hyper-realistic action RPG where he becomes a modern assassin. He's locked into a 1-star difficulty challenge, but the timer is ticking down fast. Whoa, that was fast, he mutters, realizing this is way more than a simple indie title. Suddenly, he freezes, realizing something is seriously wrong with this setup. Did this console just hack his apartment Wi-Fi to sync with his TV? This rain and textures are so crisp, he's questioning if this is even gameplay. He's blown away by the rendering, thinking, even the top-tier titles cannot beat this. Recommended characters. This is a full-blown AAA experience, he says, grinning at the screen. This default character is a cold, bald professional with dual pistols. He checks the skills and sees bullet time. This guy is basically a walking cheat code. Then there is the Clown Killer, a chaotic pick that requires merit to unlock. This demon hunter looks epic, but again it's locked behind a paywall. Each character has unique masteries and he's weighing his limited options carefully. This clown starts with firearms and throwing expertise, making him a versatile threat. Demon Hunter is pure sword mastery, but Bald Killer is the only free choice. No point spending money on a temporary game, he decides, locking in the Bald Killer. He customizes his avatar, naming him Killer and giving him a sleek, sharp look. Control is finally his and he steps into the rain, ready to cause some chaos. A local drunk stumbles into his path shouting, "Trying to steal my drink, brat." Ren does not hesitate, snapping back, "Do not even think about it." With a swift, brutal motion, he takes the guy down before he even knows what hit him. This mission objective pops up. Enter the Blackthorn Tower banquet before 20:00. He stares up at the massive, looming tower, knowing this is where the real game begins. Bunny-suited staff greet him, offering to lead him to the elevator room. He follows the guide, his eyes scanning the environment for any potential traps. This service is way too attentive, he thinks, realizing sneaking in is going to be tough. This guard at the door stops him cold, demanding, "Sir, your invitation, please." 4 options flash on his screen, and he has to pick the right path to proceed. He analyzes the choices, betting that the bribery route is the safest way to clear. He confidently tells the guard he is a manager from upstairs, needing to grab documents. This bunny girl smiles. "Access is closed until 1800, come back tomorrow." "Says who?" he retorts, but she is not backing down from her authority. Mission failed, the screen blinks, and he's back at the start. He tries again, but the guards immediately drag him away to cool off. "Do not cause trouble, kid," they warn, tossing him out into the alley. He mashes the buttons, trying to find a way to bypass the security. This time he goes for the combat route, tackling the guard with raw speed. He slams the guard into the ground, but the alarm is already blaring. Terry's been killed, requesting backup. The guards scream as they swarm him. He quickly loots the body, trying to find anything useful before he is overwhelmed. Ren sighs, realizing he's going to have to play this perfectly to survive. He's got that look in his eye now, the grind is officially on. He pulls the trigger, the muzzle flash lighting up the dark, rainy street. A squad of guards opens fire and he's caught in a hail of bullets. He goes down instantly, the screen flashing red with another failure. This game rewinds, dropping him back into the alley for another attempt. "Okay, all 4 options are dead ends," he mutters, rubbing his chin. He reviews the combat failure, realizing he needs a better strategy. Trying to lie about the invitation just gets him a mission failed screen. Attacking the staff is a death sentence, leading to an immediate game over. Even trying to bribe her with cash ends in her calling for security. He puts his head in his hands. "How am I supposed to get in?" Then it hits him, if he had the clown's shapeshift, he could just walk right in. He watches his character get taken out again, realizing he needs to be smarter. As for option, he grins, finally seeing the path to victory. Ren realizes throwing cash at the problem will not work, so he needs a better plan. He scouts the back exit, but those guards are packing heat and ready to kill. Sitting back at his console, he's determined to find the perfect infiltration route to win. He baits the guards into the alley, waiting for the perfect moment to strike back. Once they're isolated, he lunges from the shadows with lethal, calculated precision and speed. Our guy is moving like a ghost, taking down the first guard without a sound. One solid hit and the guard is down, leaving Ren to secure the uniform fast. He intercepts the radio call before anyone realizes their partner has been taken out cold. With a brutal takedown, he neutralizes the second threat before the alarm can even sound. He's clearing the path, showing these NPCs that he's not just playing a simple game. Ren is stunned at how fluid the combat feels, like he's actually a pro assassin. He confirms the disguise, stepping into the shoes of the guard to bypass the security. Staring up at the Blackthorn Tower, he knows the real mission is just starting. He plays it cool when the bunny-suited staff asks about his missing partner, Terry. "I will just head back," he says, trying to act like a normal, everyday security guard, but his voice gives him away and the mission fails as guards swarm his position. Ren does not tilt, he just resets, realizing he needs to be smarter about his approach. He tries a different angle, taking down the men in black to gain a foothold. Smashing into the tower, he uses the storm to mask his entry from the guards. Thunder rolls as he spots a window, the perfect way to slip inside unnoticed now. He shatters the glass with a heavy strike, slipping into the banquet hall like smoke. This sound of the rain perfectly covers his tracks as he lands on the floor. He's inside the first floor, but he needs to stay hidden to survive this run. Moving through the shadows, he realizes the game is way more open than he thought. He walks through the hall, scanning the room for any potential threats or hidden weapons. A guard spots him, but Ren keeps his composure, ready to talk his way out. "I just ran into some lunatic," he lies, trying to explain his messy, dirty clothes. He plays the role of a confused guard, hoping to slip upstairs and change gear. This guard buys it, letting him pass, but Ren knows he's still in deep danger. He realizes the men in black and the guards are not even on the same team. This means he can exploit their lack of communication to move around the banquet hall. He's piecing together the factions, realizing this is a high-stakes game of political chess now. Ren grins at the screen, knowing a showdown with these men in black is inevitable. He's back in his suit, officially starting the mission to mark targets and find weapons. This game is incredibly open-ended, giving him the freedom to choose his own lethal path. With only 10 minutes left, he has to move fast to secure his gear today. He spots a silver fork and a knife, wondering if they can actually be weapons. He gets close to a target, waiting for the perfect moment to make his move. Shifting his position, he prepares to strike while the target is distracted by the crowd. A prompt pops up, he's found a P19C pistol, and it's time to claim that prize. He marks the target, realizing the suspicious people are the ones carrying the best gear. The suspicious people are the ones carrying the weapons I need, he realizes with excitement. A steel prompt appears, but he has to wait for the target to turn around. This target starts moving away and Ren has to decide whether to follow or wait. He decides to tail him, keeping his distance until the target stands still for once. "Hey friend," he says, trying to get close enough to pull off the ultimate heist. He gets too close and the target turns around, suspicious of his sudden, weird behavior. Ren spills a drink on the lady next to him, creating the perfect chaotic distraction. She's furious, screaming about his lack of manners, which draws everyone's eyes to them. He's amazed by how realistic the NPC reactions are, questioning the power of this console. He uses the distraction to get even closer to the target, ignoring the angry lady. I can just create my own opening, he thinks, realizing he does not need to wait. He bumps into the target, using the collision to mask his attempt to steal gear. "Oh no, sorry about that," he apologizes, keeping his hands busy with the target's coat. This steel progress bar ticks down and he's sweating as the seconds slip away fast. Steal successful. He's got the P-19C and now he's armed and ready for the chaos. But he's been spotted and a hand grabs his shoulder. He's drawn too much attention. A suspicious individual has him cornered, holding a gun to his back in the hall. "I do not know who you are, but you spotted us," the guy growls, leading him. "If you want to live long, stop sticking your nose into things," he warns Ren. This signal drops and Ren hits the counter button with perfect timing, knowing this is his only shot to turn the tide of battle. He executes a flawless takedown, neutralizing the guard before he can even react, putting a bullet right through the threat while the room descends into chaos. Realizing this is not an assassination but a high-stakes protection mission for the VIP, he sprints through the hall, closing the distance on the remaining armed hostiles, catching them completely off guard as he maneuvers through the grand banquet space, activating his skills to dodge incoming fire while keeping his own aim steady. Mashing the controller, he pushes the system to its absolute limit for survival. Entering bullet time, he predicts every single trajectory to stay one step ahead. Weaving through a storm of lead, he returns fire with lethal, cold precision. Spotting a sniper in the distance, he knows he needs to find cover. Grinning as he realizes this game actually lets him go full Musu mode. He bursts through the doors, turning the hallway into his own personal kill zone. But his instinct skill runs dry, leaving him vulnerable in the open air. And he gets taken out by a hail of bullets, another failed run. Shaking his head, he resets the loop, already planning his next deadly move, selecting the save file to jump back into the heat of the action. Calculating his instinct drain, he realizes he needs to be much more efficient. Walking into the hall, he sees the suspicious targets already marked from before. Realizing his progress carries over, giving him a massive advantage in this cycle. He secures a silenced Beretta 92, 15 rounds ready to change the game. Brushing past the crowd, he identifies even more threats hiding in plain sight, finding the perfect piece of cover to execute his 5-second shooting tactic. This clock hits 20:00 and the battle starts with a sudden, sharp crack. Hearing that familiar gunshot from next door, he knows exactly what comes next. Moving on the signal, he strikes before the enemies can even draw weapons. Dropping the first target with a clean shot, he does not waste a second. Clearing the room with surgical precision, he turns the banquet into a graveyard. Holding his position behind a pillar, he suppresses the remaining hostiles with ease. This enemy scream for backup, but Ren is already moving to finish them. Dodging a spray of bullets, he wonders where they got assault rifles. Realizing they stashed weapons under the tables, he shifts his strategy immediately, taking out the handgun user first to minimize the incoming fire pressure. He spots another rifleman and knows he has to close the gap fast. Bullets shred the scenery as he dives for a better tactical position. Returning fire while pinned down, he makes every single shot count for survival. But he gets caught in a crossfire, screen flashing red once again. Realizing the assault rifles are the real game changer, he grins with pure excitement. Loading the save, he locks onto 15 targets the moment he spawns in. Discovering a stair AUG under the table, he knows he's finally overpowered. Grabbing the rifle, he prepares to turn these assassins into absolute cannon fodder. Unloading a full magazine, he wipes out the entire squad in seconds, watching the men in black rush in, only to meet the same fate. He stands over the bodies, forced to choose his next dialogue prompt. Weighing his options, he knows the third choice is basically picking a fight. Keeping his cool, he sticks to the mission, protect Karen at all costs, but they do not buy his story and try to toss him out. Failing the mission because he let his guard down, he resets again. Slamming the button, he's ready to do this perfectly on the next try. Facing the guards again, he demands to know who they are this time. Repeating his cover story, he plays the role of the devoted admirer perfectly. This old man looks at him, eyes wide with genuine, shocked suspicion, convincing him to let him lead the charge against the incoming assassins. Moving with the security detail, he scans for the explosives he knows exist. Suddenly, an explosion rocks the tower, turning the night into a living nightmare. He does not hesitate, opening fire on the assassins storming the second floor. One enemy pulls a grenade, but Ren is faster with his trigger finger. Spraying the room with lead, he clears the path through the chaos, leaving the old man terrified, wondering if he's even human at all. Ren drops the ultimate line, "I am a killer," from Ren Nesser, realizing he can actually edit his own backstory dialogue in this insane game. He locks in the title to sound as mysterious and dangerous as possible, wondering how his in-game id became the default lore for this deadly assassin. He pivots to Celestial Palace, and the guard buys it hook, line, and sinker, promising him the full support of the Rampalugi family for his upcoming mission. Ren controls the killer, smashing through the final defensive line with surgical precision. While outside the tower, the night erupts into total chaos as police sirens wail. Assassins scatter in terror, realizing they've been outplayed by a complete ghost. 6 hours of grinding finally pay off as he secures a perfect clear. He gets a prompt to drop a cold line, lighting a cigarette with style. "See you around, everyone," he says, walking away from the carnage like a boss. Mission complete, but he's staring at the screen in disbelief at the low rating. "What, only 66.5 points?" he yells, feeling like he absolutely crushed that run. This system mocks him with a barely passing grade despite his flawless execution. He scratches his head, trying to figure out what the game actually wants. Breaking down the stats, he sees the penalties for item usage and damage. Realizing he has to be even more efficient to climb the leaderboard, he gets the mission summary, already planning his next move to protect Julian. Jumping back in, he's determined to master every single variable in this loop. He visualizes the path, knowing exactly where the enemies will be waiting. Time hits 20:00 and he's ready to turn this banquet into his playground. Slamming the controller, he loads the save file to try a different approach. "So how do I find Yuffie Rampalugi?" he asks, scanning the crowded hall. He decides to steal a handgun first, then make a beeline for the inner hall. But the guards stop him cold, telling him this is a private area. He gets a list of dialogue choices and bro, the attack option is hilarious. "I'm sorry, only partners of the Rampalugi family have access," the guard sneers. Questioning his presence, the guard gets ready to throw hands with our guy. Ren keeps his cool, watching the guard pace around like a nervous wreck. He introduces himself as Angel Rickard, here to celebrate Miss Karen's birthday. Claiming his clothes got dirty on the way, he offers a smooth excuse. This guard finally lets him pass, and he's officially inside the inner sanctum. Calculating the exact moment Yuffie dies, he knows he has to be lightning fast. But he gets shredded by a crossfire and the screen flashes "You died." Realizing that brute force is a death sentence, he needs a smarter trick. A light bulb goes off in his head. He's found the perfect way to slip in. Back in the rain, he waits patiently for the target to show up. This game automatically marks the NPC, confirming he's on the right track now. He approaches the target, offering to help him change into a clean set. One swift strike later, he's knocked the guy out and stolen his identity. He's genuinely shocked at how the game remembers his previous failed attempts. Walking past the guards with his new cover, he enters the hall unchallenged. This steward bows, welcoming him inside as if he's always belonged there. He's finally in the 9th floor hall, and the mission to protect Karen begins. "Miss Karen, your beauty outshines the very lights around us," he says smoothly. And then he sees her. Karen is actually just a little girl with a bear. Ren stands there in silence, completely caught off guard by the reveal. She thanks him for the compliment, mentioning her sister prefers the word cute. "Wait a second," he mutters, realizing the target he's protecting is a child. He can't believe the game actually made Karen a little lowly. Suddenly it clicks why the men in black looked at him so weirdly. This game is absolutely unhinged, and he's starting to love every second of it. He clears the mission with an outstanding rating, saving the VIPs in style. Leaning back on his couch, he's exhausted but feeling like a total legend. This chapter closes, rewarding him with merit points and a treasure chest. He drifts off to sleep, his mind still racing with new strategies. This clouds gather outside as he finally lets his eyes close for real. A few hours later, the real world in London looks just as gloomy. He pulls a mysterious envelope from his pocket, the game's rewards in hand. Waking up from an 11-hour slumber, our guy is absolutely starving for energy. While the massive Rampalugi estate looms in the distance, holding secrets he needs to uncover. He gets invited inside, playing his role as the mysterious guest to perfection, meeting the legendary Yuffie Rampalugi, who asks if he's from the distant Chuan kingdom. And he leans in close, dropping a smooth line that keeps her completely hooked. Back in the real world, he's still reeling from the sheer intensity of his game. Chatting with friends about the viral footage of the banquet, he plays it cool, asking if they've seen the insane clips of the killer from the Rampalugi incident. They confirm it's all over their feeds, calling the mysterious assassin a total ghost. Feigning ignorance, he wonders if his in-game performance has actually become global news. Showing him the live-action footage on her phone, she proves the game is real. Watching the screen, he realizes the blood and movement are terrifyingly, perfectly accurate. Wondering if he's somehow starring in a movie, he's completely stunned by the realism. She laughs at his confusion, confirming this is not a film but a viral clip. He calls her out for trying to hit on him, leaving her totally flustered. Questioning reality, he realizes his in-game choices are bleeding into the actual world. Deep in the foggy London countryside, the Rampalugi estate remains a fortress of power, where Mephala von Helsing reunites with Yuffie, recalling their meeting from years ago. She reveals her new role at Victoria Intelligence, looking sharp and incredibly dangerous. Introducing herself formally, she gets straight to the point about the banquet chaos. Explaining that her division was founded just 135 days ago to track anomalies. She pivots to the Blackthorn Tower incident, confirming the card's cell is wiped. But her real mission is hunting down the mysterious killer from the Celestial Palace, admitting that despite their best efforts, the guy literally vanished into thin air. Surveillance footage shows him dissolving like particles, leaving the authorities completely baffled. She insists it was not a trick, but a reality-defying event they cannot explain. Detailing his surgical precision, she notes how he dismantled the hit squad effortlessly. Even the bomb on the ninth floor could not stop him from saving the VIPs. She reveals the entire fight was uploaded online, making him an overnight legend. Noting that the public thinks it's all special effects, she knows the truth. Yuffie asks if this killer is truly more dangerous than the Cards organization. Mephala confirms his power exceeds imagination and his main goal was protecting them. Wondering why he prioritized her little sister, Yuffie demands to know his motive. This director suspects Karen has a hidden talent that makes her a target. Yuffie is shocked, never realizing her younger sister could possess such a secret. Mephala explains that the world is changing, with extraordinary individuals appearing everywhere. Calling these people extraordinary and their gifts superpowers, she drops the bombshell, admitting that gathering intel on these anomalies is their primary mandate right now. Showing a projection of these powered beings, she makes the threat feel real, confirming their goal is to track every single one of these dangerous individuals. She tells Yuffie that testing Karen for these latent abilities is absolutely necessary. Back at home, our guy finds a one-star treasure chest waiting for him. Realizing he needs keys, he's ready to throw money at the screen immediately. Setting the system to auto-search, he's determined to grind for every possible reward. With 15 merit points, he's confident he can farm keys without any issues. Suddenly his phone rings, interrupting his gaming session with a work-related call. Director Yi tells him to get to the office before 3 for something urgent, explaining it's a mandatory government medical checkup for all the new recruits. Arriving at the office, he's ready to get this boring task over with. Thinking about his chill future, he's just here to browse and game. Director Yi introduces him to the other fresh grads, Li Qingshuan and Mo Jaelong. Telling them to get along, she pushes our guy toward his new coworkers. They head out to the health center, walking and chatting on the way. Director Yi mentions the district is on high alert, checking every new resident. Arriving at the center, he's surprised by the massive line of people waiting. She explains the whole district is being processed in waves to save time. Sitting in the waiting area, he checks his phone, feeling totally out of place. Suddenly he feels a strange, fluttery tightness in his chest. Looking down, realizing he's getting flustered over a guy, he's questioning his own sanity. As Mo Jaelong leans in, our guy tries to keep his cool, totally panicked. This line for the blood draw is absolutely packed, and our guy is sweating bullets knowing this test could expose his secret. He tries to bribe his buddy with barbecue and beer to take the test for him, but the other guys are not having it, closing in on him with suspicious intent. They bark, "You hold it right there," trying to corner him in the hallway, and he does not hesitate, unleashing a wave of psychic butterflies to knock them out cold. Feeling that familiar heart-fluttering sensation, he realizes he's in way over his head. Knowing the police are closing in, he desperately needs to vanish into the shadows, but a mysterious silver-haired agent appears, calling out his past hits on the street. This agent screams, "Stand your ass down," while crackling with dangerous energy, and in a blur of motion they clash, trading blows with lethal precision. Our guy drops the agent with a clean strike, muttering, "All done." He turns to the bystander, demanding he help move the bodies out of sight, telling the guy, "Just drag them to the side so they're not blocking the way." He realizes this black-vested agent is high-ranking government, making this a massive problem. While the school leader is distracted on the phone, he starts looting their gear. He notices the material of their vests is surprisingly high-tech and durable. Suddenly, a system prompt flashes. Key found, target key is in a sleep state. This agent wakes up shouting, "What are you doing?" as he tries to grab the loot, and our guy freezes, realizing he's been caught red-handed with a government operative. He plays dumb, acting shocked that he was just trying to avoid a blood test. This agent is actually impressed, thinking he figured out the blood draw would expose him. He asks the agent how he managed to knock everyone out so effortlessly. This agent smirks, "If you're cleared for that level, you'll find out," before ordering him to hand over the suspect. Director Yi arrives, confirming the agent is from the elite National Security 18th Bureau. A notification pings, "You have obtained one key, check the content vault." They discuss his status, deciding he's just a bystander caught in the crossfire. He asks to finish his physical, trying to act like a normal, boring recruit. Another prompt hits, "Key found, key is in an alert state, acquisition failed." He brushes off the director, eager to get out of there before more questions arise. Rushing home, he's desperate to see what kind of power he just unlocked. This director warns him not to leave the district, keeping him on a tight leash. He thinks she suspects him of being involved in the chaos, but he plays it cool. Logging into the console, he sees the one-star sleep key waiting for him. He realizes this power is derived from the agent's own sleep-inducing ability. Grabbing his controller, he's ready to see what this new skill can actually do. This chest bursts open with a golden light, revealing his new rewards. He unlocks Combat Basics, a skill that grants him the reflexes of a veteran fighter. Then he gets Sweet Dreams, a hypnosis technique that requires both hands to cast. Equipping the skills, he feels his body changing, ready to test his new strength. He realizes that whatever he equips in the game, he gains in real life. Suddenly, his hand throbs with pain as the combat training forces his muscles to adapt. He's still just a regular guy and his body is struggling to keep up with the skill. He swaps abilities, realizing he can change his loadout without the console. Staring at his hands, he wonders how to test if the hypnosis actually works. He decides to just go for it, waving his fingers in a rhythmic pattern. Focusing his intent, he feels a strange pull in the air around him. This next day, he wakes up on the sofa feeling completely refreshed and clear-headed. He's confused, wondering if he blacked out or if the skill just worked. A courier drops off more games, but he has not even touched his new console. He's been so busy with the system that his expensive hardware is just gathering dust. Feeling amazing, he decides it's finally time to check out the new game releases. This screen lights up with a Small World's Endless Fun promo. He sees an April Fool's discount event but notices there's no sale on the actual day. He checks the shop, seeing Infiltration marked down to 40 merit points. Soul Fairy is also on sale, but he's still short on currency. Superpower Rampage looks insane, but it's way out of his current price range. He sighs, I only have 14 merit, is there seriously no newbie starter pack? Realizing even with the discount, he's locked out of the high-level stuff. He concludes that level 4 is the real dividing line for the best gear. Our guy is hunting for a cheap game, finding one that's actually affordable. It's a weird puzzle game about climbing a peak, promising a massive merit reward. Bro is a total gamer and refuses to believe he can't crush this challenge. After pulling an all-nighter, he's absolutely wrecked and questioning his life choices. This game is deceptively realistic, letting him create a custom character from scratch. He decides to roll with a female character, curious about the unique perks. Turns out male characters get stamina recovery while females get faster reaction times. He's way too lazy to customize her face, so the game just names her Seeker. He expects some epic high-octane action, but the reality is way more hilarious. This high-end graphics completely vanish, turning into flat, basic textures. It's literally just colors representing the sky and ground, super low-budget vibes. And the worst part, his cool character is now just a basic stick person. This gameplay is simple, just jump to climb a 10,000-meter height bar. At first it's easy, but he quickly realizes this is a test of patience. Every jump requires precise pressure, and he's getting hyper-focused on the controller. He's only climbing 2 meters a minute, meaning this grind is going to be brutal. 4 days later, he's still at it, completely obsessed with clearing this insane game. His phone rings, and it's a call from Ren Xiu about a mandatory interview. He's barely awake, but he knows missing this interview means losing his shot. Wait, he's being reassigned to national security. This is getting way too serious. He's only interested in the better salary and the sweet, sweet government benefits. Bro is ready to climb the corporate ladder if it means getting paid. Director Yi tells him to link up with Li Qingxuan, his new partner. He's determined to finish this game before he has to head out. It's 4 a.m. and he's down to his last few merit points, but he's committed. Finally, the mission is complete and his evaluation is looking absolutely stellar. He gets his rewards, but he's salty about the merit tax. Where's my 40? At least he secured the physical optimization reward, which is a total game changer. He does not hesitate for a second, smashing that yes button to consume it. A blinding golden light erupts and he feels his entire body surging with power. He's staring at the screen, wondering if that was actually worth the effort. Suddenly, he's hit with an overwhelming wave of exhaustion, barely able to stay awake. This next day, he wakes up feeling like a completely different person. He's flexing, feeling an endless supply of energy coursing through his veins. He checks for the usual transformation tropes, but he's not even breaking a sweat. No grime, no toxins, just pure, clean efficiency in his own skin. Wait, he feels a sudden, sharp sensation in his gut. Something is happening. He rushes to the bathroom, desperate to see what's going on with his body. A little while later, he's back, feeling lighter and faster than ever before. His phone buzzes again, and it's Li Qingxuan calling about the interview. She's waiting for him, ready to tackle the National Security Bureau together. He tries to play it cool, acting like he has no idea why he's invited. Bro is acting like an ordinary grad, but he knows something is definitely up. She's not buying it, telling him they'll talk more when they meet at 2. He's putting the pieces together, realizing this is not just a normal job interview. Arriving at the massive headquarters, the scale of this place is actually intimidating. This lobby is packed and he's wondering if this is actually a secret enlistment. He's talking to Li Qingxuan, both of them confused about how they even got picked. A random guy named Zai Qianxi walks up, asking if they've heard the rumors. He claims the internet is full of lies, but his family knows the truth. Zai Qianxi offers a handshake, acting like he's got all the inside info. Li Qingxuan gives our guy a look, clearly not trusting this random dude. He plays along, acting like they're destined to be best buds. She cuts to the chase, asking him what these mysterious rumors are actually about. He starts spilling the tea about the strange events happening all over the city. He thinks they're joining the elite 18th Bureau, the ones handling the weird stuff. Our guy acts shocked, but he knows exactly who those black-vested agents are. Zai Qianxi calls them the Black Cats, confirming they're the real deal. He pulls out his phone to add them to a group chat, being super suspicious. This group name pops up on his screen, and it's honestly pretty hilarious. Networking is the name of the game, and these two are already plotting their survival. Zai Qianxi is flexing his connections, bragging about the exclusive group chat he just started. Ren Xiu does not miss a beat, threatening to kick the guy out for his reckless attitude. But the dude just laughs it off, lecturing him on the importance of building bridges. Our boy is not buying the act for a second, openly admitting he just hates posers. Suddenly, a stunning girl with pink hair walks up, completely stealing the spotlight from everyone. She introduces herself as Kaio Mui, and honestly, she looks like she belongs in a different league. Ren Xiu feels that familiar heart-fluttering sensation, totally caught off guard by her presence. He's thinking she's way too cute and he's ready to give this interview his absolute best. Without hesitation, he reaches out, making physical contact to trigger his mysterious system ability. Fate is clearly on his side and he's already acting like they're meant to be partners. She stares back with those intense eyes, completely unfazed by his sudden, bold move. Poor guy is just standing there, realizing he did not even bother to change his cheesy intro. This system demands 2 hours of continuous contact, and he's panicking about how to pull that off. A fleet of buses rolls up, signaling that the real test is about to begin. Everyone is wondering if this is a secret field trip or something way more dangerous. A massive, muscular official steps out, barking orders and demanding total silence from the crowd. This tension in the lobby is suffocating as they all wait for their names to be called. Someone in the back whispers about a firing squad and the atmosphere turns ice cold. This official snaps, screaming for the culprit to step forward and face the music. Nobody moves a muscle, the entire room frozen in fear under his intense, angry glare. He drops the bombshell that they're heading to a training base for 5 days of isolation. Ren Suo finally understands why they were told to pack extra clothes for this trip. Candidates start bailing left and right, but our boy stays, hungry for those government benefits. He runs into a familiar face, the guy who witnessed his insane display of power. This stranger demands answers about that mysterious knockout incident, but Ren Suo plays it cool. He's told to get on the bus and join Squad 8, and the real grind starts now.